saved my life. It's hard to believe I'm standing here about to retire. It really is. But I know it's a part of life. It's a transition from one stage to the next. All right. And one thing I would say to the younger Marines is that my first duty station, I had what's called a toxic leader. Everyone's familiar with the term toxic leader. One of those guys was one of those guys that PTs while he's driving his vehicle. You know what I mean? My first sergeant, he was like very toxic to the point where that was my first duty station. I wanted to reach certain intangibles, but I wasn't getting it there. It was so bad that Major Singleton had PFB. I had a beard because I was trying to get out of the Marine Corps because that's how bad it was. I really didn't enjoy the Marine Corps. So I had a no shaving shit for like a couple months. I was growing a beard and everything because I was about to try to get administratively separated because I just was that dissatisfied with the Marine Corps because of the toxicity of that particular leader that was over me. And then I was actually the guide and all that kind of stuff. I was real good at PT back then, and I was the guide and all that stuff. And I was kind of like the example for the command. I was actually a PFC through corporal during that time. I think I was a lance corporal at the time. And then a man by the name of Christian Isham. He's an artillery officer. He was a captain then. He was a company commander. He pulled me into his office and said, "Singleton, what are you doing?" He was truly someone who was an inflection point for me. He said, "What are you doing? Why do you have this beard? And what's your problem? What's going on with you? You're trying to get out of the Marine Corps." He said, "I see much more than that for you." He says, "I see great things in you." He said, "You're my guide. You're my example. You carry my colors. I don't understand what's going on here." And I explained to him, that I was not getting along well with my sergeant and all that. So he says, "Don't worry about Sergeant Cartwright. You know what I mean? I'll take care of that," because he was aware that he was a toxic leader as well. He said, "What you need to do is shave. You need to put in a package to go to security forces." I put in a package, went to Marine Corps security forces in Bangor, Washington, and there my life kind of changed. I turned around and I was commissioned to become an officer there. So that was a true inflection point in my life. I could have been out in 2 years, and now I'm here, almost 2 decades later. So what I say to the young Marines is, no matter, I'm not saying you have toxic leaders here, okay, don't get me wrong. All right, but what I'm saying is, one place is not what the Marine Corps is all about. Okay, you have to give it a chance. You have to go other places. When I went to Marine Corps Security Force, I said, "Oh, there's another part of the Corps that I have not seen." And that invigorated, that motivated me to know that, hey, I can really reach these intangibles of why I joined. Never let one person or two people or a gang of folks deter you from why you joined the Marine Corps. Always keep a pulse on why you joined and strive to reach those objectives. Everyone following what I'm saying with that? Never let that deter you, because there's so much more in the Corps. You never thought you'd be in a Marine Corps Systems Command, right? Now you might think that, hey, how does this really apply to me per se? What it does. Every experience that you have is something that you tuck away that you use later in life. Like when you're the sergeant major